Welcome to this episode of The Kitchen Warrior. I'm Chef Melvin. Today I want to show you how to make a dish using my favorite herb, fresh basil. There's so many different kinds and all of them are wonderful and aromatic and also good for your health. I also want to show you the Kitchen Warrior metal tone holster, the most practical tool for professional cooks that make a living everyday cooking. You know how important this tool is to you, and you will understand my tool once you see it in action. All right, let's talk about the basil here. I have some fresh basil. I planted myself. And we're going to make chicken pesto. Right now we're trimming some of it. I'll see you in the kitchen. All right, so let's talk about the list of ingredients to make a chicken pesto. Here I have some roasted almonds. You could use pine nuts if you want, but pine nuts are very expensive. I rather use the almonds. I have some onions or shallots if you like, fresh garlic, basil, Parmesan cheese, black pepper, salt, butter, flour, half and half, olive oil, and a roasted chicken or raw chicken depending on what you have. Also a pasta of your choice. Alright, so we're going to start adding the ingredients because we're going to make the pesto base. So we're going to take one handful and we're going to put it right in this blender. We're going to take all the garlic right here. That's about 7 bulbs. We're going to throw them in there. Alright, we're going to take all the basil. That's a whole handful, just like we did on the Parmesan cheese. We're going to throw it in there. Yes. We're going to take a handful of the almonds and throw it in there, maybe just a little bit more. Handful and a half. We'll save a few just for later. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to add olive oil. Don't use any other kind of oil. Olive oil. This is the heart of this dish. And we're going to pour some olive oil in here. I'm going to say about a half a cup. There you go. We're going to add a little bit of salt. Just whatever you can pinch between your fingers in one shot. There you go. We're going to use a little bit of the same method for the black pepper. We can always re-season a little bit later. We're going to cover this. Ready? We're going to fire it. We're going to pulse this real quick. Looking really good. It's supposed to look like a puree. As we are blending it, this is going to release all the flavors and the chlorophyll with all the nutrients and special things that the basil has. And we'll also add sauce, flavor. Right. Take about a second. Down to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good now. Push this button. Release. Let's take a look and see how it looks. Blade out right here in front of the camera. Let's take a look. It should look something like that. Yeah. Alright, myself, I believed that time is money, and by purchasing an already roasted chicken of the quality that you think is best will save you the most time, and this dish will just be as good. Alright, so myself also, I believe that the best way to deal with the chicken is by just tearing it apart, removing the bones from the meat. That way you get all the product, what you're paying for. Alright, so this is the ratio you should have chicken to pasta. This is going to be the perfect ratio for this. And now let me show you what we're going to do, because we need to thicken our sauce. We're going to make a base, then we're going to add our pesto base. So here I've melted a little bit of butter. You can see that this fresh butter is kind of soft. So the ratio for us is the same amount of butter to about the same amount of flour. So I place them like this, and with a fork, my hands, a wire whip, whatever, you're going to mix it up and you're going to make a little bit of a paste. The correct term for this is brou-manier. This is the way that you thicken quick sauces when you're making them for yourself or in a hurry. Are you ready? Alright, so if you are following me, let me show you what we're going to do. We have heated up our skillet or pot here. Rather use a pot. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of olive oil to the bottom of the pan. And we're going to add either our shallots or our onions. so they are going to get sweat a little bit. So we're just going to spread them a little bit. We want the oil to receive a little bit of the essence of the onion or the shallot, if that's what you're using. And that's all we're going to do with that. The next thing you're going to do once that essence, and you could smell it really, you're going to add the cream. Some people like to use a little bit of white wine, but if you don't drink, then don't add it. But if you do, add a little bit of white wine, just a little bit, just to outsec the dish. And now what we want to do is we want to heat up that cream. This is going to be the base. To that, what we're going to use is the brumanier that we made earlier, and we are going to thicken it with this. But we want to make sure that that liquid is hot before we add this. Technically speaking, when the sauce is ready at the base, all right, you're going to be able to dip the spoon into it and turn the back of it. When you see it run sort of thick, you know you have enough. And I'll show you that here in 10 seconds. The brumanier is a very quick way of making a roux. And this is about ready. Remember, you have the Parmesan cheese, you have the pasta, all the thickening agents that will go along with this. Almost there. All right, it's looking a little bit more like it. You can see, when you look down, you can see little tiny bubbles. That's an indication that you have a nice velvety canvas. All right, this could turn into a lot of different sauces. You can really flavor this, turn it into a mother sauce, and from there you go on. All right, so we got that down, right? Come a little closer and take a look, because we're about to add our pesto to it and turn this into a pesto cream. All right, looks perfect. Here we go. We're going to add half of it first, and we're going to mix it. We're going to look at it. It's looking pretty good. Just a little bit more. That's good. And just keep mixing it. All right. At this point, you want to taste it. You can see the consistency. You can see the little green particles. All the ingredients that we made earlier that we placed in the blender now are very noticeable. Lower down the heat, because at this point, this sauce can burn in an instant, and the dish is gone. Now you taste it. You can taste it with separate spoons. You can put a little bit in your hand. Different people do different things. You need salt, and we're going to add the salt. You can use a little chicken base if you like. Different cooks like to use different things. I'm just showing you how easy it is to use my Kitchen Warrior tool. And that's the whole point to this. All right, we're going to taste it one. So we are about to plate one single plate with this method. We're going to reach out and we're going to grab our hot pasta that just came out of the water. We're going to place just the right amount that we're going to serve on a plate for one serving, like that. Now, assuming the chicken is hot as well, same amount, we're going to place some of the chicken in it, about that much. And then we're going to take some of the sauce, and we're going to ladle it right in at 1, 2, very good. Add a little bit more seasoning, I like it, very good. Even a teeny bit more pesto, I like a little strong pesto. I'm going to toss it. We're working only with pastas, not raw meat or anything like that. And this thing is ready to be dropped right in here. This all should be done in a saute pan if you are working a saute station. And it would look something like this. You pile it up in the middle. Different people like different pastas. So here I would grab maybe a couple of these tomatoes. They were oven dried. Look how beautiful they are. They're caramelized. Really nice and neat. I'm going to place them like this. Face up where you can see the seeds, all is part of the beauty. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of this Parmesan cheese and work a little bit around it, even a little bit more pesto. Look at that quantity. And if you feel like it, whatever nut you use, just add a few pieces here and there so it could be seen what it was made with. Always remember, to use hot water between dishes when you are using the Kitchen Warrior metal tongue holster. I have used it in the busiest stations cooking pasta and many other stations, and it works like a charm. I am Chef Melvin, the Kitchen Warrior. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy and learn something from me.